On location and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome live from BTB Woodfire Pizza and Grill in the mall at Grease Ridge, where when we're taping this, it's 11:35, and you got a nice crowd already.
It's not bad on Thursdays,
it's
right?
like I came in here, they're all just hanging out at the bar.
Yeah, we got our few regulars that come in every morning.
Yeah,
and they're retired and they're just enjoying their life a little bit.
Yeah,
and then they take some lunch home and they go home and take a nap. I imagine
that's a pretty nice life.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice life.
Yeah.
So I called Matt and asked Matt if he would be open to me coming out and just kind of doing a one-on-one type situation with he and Connie, because BTB has been sponsoring the podcast since it started, which is can't thank you enough for that. But just the hospitality industry as a whole has changed dramatically, I feel like.
Absolutely.
And more because of customer behavior and stuff, right? But let's go back. Like, I know Matt, probably since you were a kid, was in some form of hospitality, whether it was being in a hotshot DJ at all the nightclubs and picking up the ladies, and you know he was.
Yeah, I mean, I started at 15 in a pizza shop.
Yeah.
I grew up in Hamlin, so I grew up in Podunks, but I started at Cronies Pizza out there when I was 15. And I'll be honest with you, I was probably the worst employee for the longest time.
Why?
I would fuck things up.
Oh, yeah, just because you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a dumb kid, I worked on a farm before that, so before I worked on a farm, then I worked in a grocery store. The most disgusting job. I worked in the meat department.
Oh,
but I was in charge of cleaning it after it was all done.
Right, and a lot of that stuff goes on the floor.
Oh,
yeah, because it's a butcher shop basically in the meat department.
But that's where I learned cleanliness, because everything had to be spotless, or else you'd have bacteria.
How old were you when you were doing this?
I was 14.
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah.
Right. I mean, that's it built me to what I am now, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, but you just decided at that moment, this is kind of my path here?
Well, no, I was kind of a lost child for a while. Like, my 21-year-old is basically a mirror image of me. I was kind of lost for a while. At 18, I was working 3 jobs. I didn't go to school, so I was working 2 full-time jobs plus a part-time job. So I was working like 90 hours a week, but all I cared about was putting money in the bank, making money.
Right.
So I didn't have much of a life in the early 20s, but I didn't, because the part-time job was working security or DJing, so I was out and about, and I was making money, and everybody else was spending money.
Right.
Not quite the same as, you're not partying, but I'm still out in the atmosphere. Yeah. DJing, yes. The DJ. Oh, boy. The DJ, yeah. And boy, I wasn't even a heavy drinker back then, so it didn't take much,
That's right. The DJ, like I mean, you heard stories about guys who were DJing.
Oh, yeah. There was nights that, at the time, my best friend Mark, he would shut the mic off. He'd just be like, "You're not talking no more tonight."
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And so, Connie, have you been in hospitality?
I actually went to college for it.
Yeah.
And then I just
started
been in it ever since.
Yeah. How did this kind of union become between you and Matt to where BTB is now, right? Because you kind of work hand in hand here.
This building. So this building was Captain's Attic back in 1994, 95.
Yeah.
And it's funny because where the door is to the mall now is what the DJ booth was, and then in front of that there was a small dance floor with I would call it a pergola is what I would call it, over the top of it. And it was very small, 12 by 12 maybe. And it was not the ideal setup for like a club or with bands, because behind that area was a fireplace with tables and chairs, and these old-ass chairs and tables were so heavy. We had to remove them every night, Wednesday through Saturday. So Wednesday would be the ladies' night.
So you worked at Captain's Attic?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's how we met, is working at Captain's Attic.
Yep.
Okay. And then together just decided this is, yeah.
And it's been funny because her and John have worked for me in almost every business I've had in some sort of capacity. John was mowing for me as a landscaper, and she was doing a lot of the billing and collections for me. So because I had a full-time job while running this company, so I always had to rely on some other people to help out.
Right.
So in some form of capacity, they've always worked, I think, in every single business I had except for maybe the ceiling business.
Yeah, that was the only one we did.
Yeah.
Wait, you had a ceiling business?
Yeah, I had a driveway seal business.
That's seal. I'm thinking of drywall. I don't know why.
No. But, the thing with that was, like, a buddy came to me. He's like, hey, I got this great idea. He couldn't keep a job. And he's like, I'm going to do this. I did this for 2 years. And I was like, okay, great. He's like, okay, I need the money. And I was like, what? He goes, I want you to be the investor, blah, blah, blah. So we bought a truck. It was like, I remember we bought the truck. It was end of August. So the sealing season for driveways is over in September. I'm buying this truck going, why are we buying this truck right now when the season doesn't start until, next April?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I bought the truck. I invested some money throughout the winter to do it. I learned the business just by teaching myself online and stuff, and then I would go out and help. But he lasted like a month, and he just disappeared. Just
with the truck? Or
no,
you had it all.
But now I have all these appointments lined up, so now I'm scattering because we only had one guy working for us with him. So now I'm scattered. So it threw me into a tizzy at that time, right? But it was able to it's kind of how we fix everything around here because you never know somebody's not going to show up. So, but this guy was running the whole thing. For him not to show up really kind of screwed me.
What's the mindset to go, I'll just do this. I'll just make this work?
Because it was when he left or before that.
Just in anything like, hey, yeah, this sounds like a great idea.
That's the way we're built.
That's the way you're built. The entrepreneurial kind of side of you just goes, I'd rather do this. I mean, you're your own boss, both of you, right?
It sucks though. Sometimes it would be a lot easier sometimes to go to work 9 to 5, collect that paycheck, and go home. 5 o'clock, I don't care about anything.
Right.
Where, there's times that her and I are talking at 1 o'clock in the morning about things. And
really,
yeah.
There's
you sent me
no
a text at 5:30 yesterday.
I did.
5:30 in the morning. What are you doing up?
Oh, we don't sleep.
No.
You don't sleep.
We sleep in breaks, like
2 hours, 2
Yeah.
hours, 2 hours.
I think I had fallen asleep at like midnight, so by 4 o'clock my mind's racing. So, and then I'm usually up for a couple hours, and I'll fall back asleep for like an hour. Again, that's the nice thing about not having to come to work at a certain time, right? I mean, I could fall back asleep till 8:30, and I'm okay. Where most people had to be up. So
yeah,
it's just in breaks. It's not healthy for you, that's for sure.
No, I know. I mean, look,
time.
I feel like my life, radio. I was up at 3, and a lot of times I was so, especially when Weez left and it was me and Tommy, and you're like, everybody's talking about how you're going to fail and you're going to be down, and you're going to run over. I would work my ass off to find great guests, right angles. How can we talk about this that nobody else is? And I would be up to like 11, 12, and then back up by 3:30 or, if I could 4. And sometimes falling asleep at a traffic light with the kids in the car at one point.
I mean, that position basically is like owning your own company. Because if you don't, if you don't do well there and you fail, you're going to get fired.
Right.
So you had to make it better. You couldn't rely on a producer. You had to do things yourself to make sure they got done right.
Okay, so talk to me, and I'll ask Connie this first. Because in that mindset, right, I feel like, and you guys, and Matt seems to be pretty good at this, and he found it in you, and you probably found it in him. Somebody you can rely on and trust that knows how you wanted things done and knows that. But outside of that, how much more do you take on because you just would rather do it yourself than deal with someone else?
Everything possible.
Yeah, and that's like a terrible way to be because you can't grow because you're doing the small shit that you am I right?
Right, but I can also make sure it's maintained so that we can grow.
Okay, right. I mean, but are you like that? Like even with the ceiling business, you're like, I got to get out there and do it. And then you don't almost like, you'd rather do it yourself than train somebody.
I mean, there was a time, and on Friday nights, I was in the kitchen.
Yes.
It would only be for 3 hours, but I said, rather than hire somebody else who's not going to show up, let me just do this myself. I know I'm going to do the right thing by the customer. I know I'm going to do the right thing by the employee. I know I'm going to do the right thing by Connie and the employees that are working here and counting on me. So why am I going to bring somebody in here that's just going to not show up? And then they're shorthanded in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I just said, screw it. We're not hiring another person right now.
So how do you keep it like, so you guys are here, you're at the mall at Reis Ridge, right? There's always changing things around. You seem to be sort of an anchor spot, right? It's been here how many years now?
Yeah, almost 5. It'll be 5 years in
That's
March.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And you've got a reputation that comes from that. But how do you keep it so it's fresh? Because the atmosphere in here is always like it's different than I would expect for a restaurant at a mall. I mean, when I say different, I mean you walk in, I feel like I'm in a freestanding building. It's fun. It's lively. Watching a Bills game here is a freaking treat. It really is. Like, so what is that, and how do you bring that when you're concerned about someone not showing up? Did this delivery happen? Are we getting backed up in the kitchen? Because you guys are the vibe, but the vibe in here is always like great.
You just always have to have a backup plan. Always in the back of your mind, there's a backup plan. If this person doesn't show up, if this doesn't show up, I can switch this, I can switch that. This person's out here. Whenever I wrote a schedule, I always had a backup plan for every position.
You should teach a course, honestly. like you know what I'm saying? Like,
People would think we're crazy at the things we come up with.
Yep.
why though? Because it's
they're
work.
like, why do you got to worry about that? And because we've seen every scenario you could possibly throw.
Yeah,
at us.
like I don't think that you can go to school for anything, and you went to college, right? Hospitality. I went to college, communications. You can learn stuff. Like I was asked to come back to my college and speak, and somebody asked me if you could do it over again, would you major in communications? And I said no, I would major in history or philosophy, because you have to have something to say into the microphone. You know, learning how far the distance is from the microphone, you need something to learn to say. There are certain things that you learn on the job that they can't teach you. Like
absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like they can't teach you, and that's where I go. Sometimes the best teachers are the people who never went to school, right? Or any formal, we'll call it formal,
absolutely.
and came along and built something successful, and you go, that's who should be teaching you. You know,
You learn more on the job than you do in school.
yeah,
Definitely.
I agree with
Definitely. Working, you learn everything that you don't learn in school. I have not taken a week.
that. How long?
My honeymoon in 2002.
Holy shit, Connie, that's like
There's a lot of
23 years
I've
ago.
only been with her 9 years, so
There's
it's
a lot
not all
of
my
other
fault.
factors that were building up to that.
Okay. Is that a good thing?
No.
No. But you're happy.
My husband was an addict.
Okay.
Is an addict, but he's recovering.
Yeah.
So there was never any money.
Gotcha.
And if I was out of town, there was always a problem, and I would have to rush back home. And
Yeah.
there was always something.
Yeah.
So in the last 3 years that he's been,
Jesus
clean.
Christ, you're a fucking angel. No, seriously, because most people leave.
I know. I should have.
Yeah, but
But
you
I
didn't,
didn't.
and he's lucky.
And
He is beyond lucky.
You know what I'm saying? Like
He's-
that's a lucky
he's-
dude, Connie.
And he now knows it, but he didn't know it for the longest
Of
time.
course not. You're all up in your head. You know, it's tough. That's a tough one to go. 'Cause
I told her probably 100 times, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We were going to take him on a boat.
yeah, I do know that he fits in a 60-gallon garbage bag.
I didn't test it. She did, not me.
That's very funny. But I mean, honestly, like so. You're putting out fires here. Your whole life is a fire.
It is.
At times, right? You don't know when anything's going to pop up. And yet,
And for a few years, I took care of my mother, and then my dad got sick, and we took care of my dad. My
Yeah.
dad lived with us for a year and a half.
yeah,
We were his main caregivers.
you just like that stuff, though.
I like to fix things.
Yeah, I can
but I'm
see it.
getting tired.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
I
reason
mean,
why everybody calls her Ma.
she said that. She said everybody calls her. Yeah, because you can fix it.
I try.
Is there anything that anybody comes to you as an employee that you haven't seen before?
Oh Lord.
I'm
Some of the
thinking,
things. Some
really?
of the things.
You haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like most of it you must have come across somewhere in your.
We say all the time we should have a reality show
I
because
think-
people would not believe it.
We'd make billions.
Dude, all you need to do nowadays is set up cameras, have someone edit it, and put it on YouTube, and just see what happens. You know, put it out there. It could, if you could do it. I don't know what
help your restaurant or kill it. One or the other. People, I'm not going to deal with those psycho people.
It's a great point. I didn't think of that.
It could go one way or the other.
I'm just saying, like, it would be interesting because I don't think I think that young guys often say, "I want to own a bar."
Yes.
And I don't think they know what they're getting themselves into. Because beyond that, just the state and the rules.
Give
and
me
the
a
laws.
dive bar. Give me a dive bar all day long.
And why is
Yeah,
that?
you know, I don't want to say dive bar. Give
No,
me
I
a
know
place
what
like B-side.
Yep.
Very
Yep.
small,
Yep.
easy. not a kitchen.
Right.
The kitchen is the headache of the restaurant business. The bar usually is not, as long as you have good bartenders who aren't stealing.
Right.
You could have one bartender on and do $2,000 in a day, $3,000, and make so much money doing that.
Yeah.
Where a place like this, where it's got 70-something employees, your rent's atrocious because it's a huge place.
Yeah.
Your costs are terrible. Your food costs, no matter what you do. Again, we just raised our burger special on Wednesdays. It was a ridiculous $8 for burger and fries. Now it's $10, which is still ridiculously low. Nobody else is lower than $12 that has a decent burger. But beef just went up again this week. Again. And when we say go up, it went up 90 cents a pound.
Wow.
Yeah.
We go through
Even
well over 200
for like
pounds.
me in the grocery store?
I would imagine
Yeah.
so, yeah.
The hell is going on?
I don't know what's going on with beef, but it's crazy. So your steaks, your burgers, and just in burger alone, we go through 240, 250 pounds a week. So
Like,
take that times 90 cents. It adds up.
I'm so glad you're saying all this stuff because it's not just BTB. It would be any restaurant is like this, and these are the decisions you have to make, and how you. Wow, I don't know.
It's there's certain items.
I wouldn't
that
sleep either.
In a place like
You know
this,
what I mean? I wouldn't sleep either.
in a place like this where we're a casual restaurant, we can't get $40 for a ribeye steak. So we're selling it for $29, $30, and we're not hitting the margins we're supposed to. So you got to hope that your margin maybe in pizza recovers that. So you got one for the other, right? Where if you're in a dive bar, all your liquor and your beer are 25% cost.
Right.
You make sure of that, and you kill it. So
Man.
yeah, give me a little place, and
It's
I'll go away
like
happy.
an education though that you guys are like.
I say that now, and the new place is a takeout-only place, which is very small, and I'm already like, down the road there's that building. We could open up a little bigger, make it a full-fledged restaurant. Yeah. I'm a glutton for punishment. I put myself through it.
But you like it. And see, the thing is, like, do you think either one of you will ever retire?
No.
No.
No. You'll always own or have a hand in something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, along the way. And this place is going great, so why not?
Yeah.
Why not another?
My goal in a couple
do
of years
another
is, hopefully in the South. But even if it's a year, I would like to get back into it and have my own place again.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I got some things to clear up first.
Yeah. Well, everybody has things, but I mean, here is going very well.
It does go well here.
Yeah.
But then, what do you mean by that? Yeah, it's going great. It's
I don't
busy,
know.
there's
That's
sales.
the thing. It's like what is well for you?
You don't see people don't see on Monday. Our Monday this week was probably our worst Monday we've had
In a year.
since we didn't have our liquor license for a short period of time because of a hiccup on it, and that was when we first opened. This Monday was just bad, and I think a lot of it was the Bills played Monday or Sunday night at home.
Yep.
So a lot of people went to the game. The other people stayed up and watched it.
Hungover.
So people were tired. They were hungover.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very slow
I don't even
day.
mean like alcohol hangover,
Yeah.
just a
Just
football
exhausted.
hangover, right? Yeah.
And to put it in perspective, a very slow day here is better than a Monday I ever had at Bathtub Billy's.
Really?
By far. Like
Yeah.
we look at the numbers on Monday, we're like, Jesus, what happened? And I think back and I go, I would have killed for that number down the road. It was double whatever my best night was down
So,
there.
Connie, what do you do? Like, does that affect your head? Do you start to worry about that day, or do you just go, there are factors,
If there's
and we
one,
got, yeah.
and you can kind of figure out, the Bills played late, everybody was up late if they stayed and finished to watch the game. But when it comes a pattern, absolutely. Absolutely, you stay up and you think, what do we do? What do I need to do? What do we need to do for this?
What are we doing wrong?
What did we do wrong? Did we screw something up? Are we not? Are we? He is the most creative man I've ever met,
Well,
and
yeah.
has so many ideas.
Yeah.
And they're all crazy.
Yeah.
They hate me.
Never.
Well, see,
But-
this is the thing that I have said to Matt, like the tweaking of the menu, right? The specials, the stuff, the food. It's amazing. And she asked me how Laura liked the fried green tomatoes. And I said, Laura said she never had them and loved them. And Connie said, I've never had them either.
Me
And they were
neither.
fantastic. I don't know where these ideas come from. I don't know what, but is it
It
always
comes from everywhere. That one came from a customer. They had it at another restaurant in the South, and they wanted us to try it. And I said, I'll give it a shot. What the hell? And everybody looks at me like, you're fucking crazy. But it used to be a lot worse. We used to do
Oh my
monthly
God,
specials.
Yeah, I know. I remember
And
that.
That's very taxing. And I realized that but it took me a long time to realize how taxing it was. So I kind of apologize for that.
So I mean,
I'm glad we're back
because
to
it's got to be
seasonal now.
taxing for even
First of all, to
people
come up
cooking.
with it, right?
Yeah.
But then you got to teach all your cooks. So,
Right.
like, say we have 8 cooks. All 8 cooks got to learn how to do every single dish the exact same way because it can't go out 2 different ways.
No, it's
So
got to be consistent.
Yeah, you spend a week making sure everybody's ready, right? And then you put them out, and in 4 weeks you're done. And oh, hey guys, it's time to learn 7 new items.
Right. And I love when you go out and you do food reviews sometimes, quietly, but you do, right, on there. And I always think that that's a great...
I won't ever say
you
anything
know
bad.
the business. No, wow.
No, I just won't. And, people get mad at me, and so I did a couple of them, and then people got more mad. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to... So, I'll be... For instance, we went somewhere last night, and all I got was a grilled chicken sandwich, right?
Yeah.
It was the worst grilled chicken sandwich I have ever had. I tell you, I would rather eat a piece of wood.
Yeah.
I had 3 bites out of it. We know the girl that was working there. And she goes, what's wrong? I said, it's just, I can't eat it. What do you want? I said, I don't want anything else. Don't take it off the bill. Mistakes happen. And, of course, she took it off the bill anyways because, she knows us. But I was like, I just want you to know so that the next customer or something, maybe the chicken's dried out because it's been sitting somewhere. I don't know.
Right.
There's a reason why. Or maybe the cook is just overcooking. I just want you to know.
Right.
And it's hard if I don't know the people. It's hard for me to even say something. So I get that people don't want to say something because, oh, what a Karen, It's not. As long as you do it the right way.
No, a Karen demands a baseball from a child.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
it's
it's
even
fired.
But even with me being in this industry now for the last time 11 years, it's still hard for me to say to a server, I don't like this. This is terrible.
Yeah.
But I managed to try to squeeze it out. And I always say, I don't want the money back for it. Don't. You'll lose money. I just don't want the next customer to get this. I'm not the guy that's going to blast you.
Yeah.
The next person could.
Yeah. Connie, what's your favorite part of the business?
The rush.
The rush. What do you mean? Like
The dinner rush,
Yeah.
or the Saturday that I have 4 caterings, or Thanksgiving when we serve 250
so you like
people.
it when it's like you got
a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Right.
So
There was one Thanksgiving I remember you
So
were
you're
away.
a masochist.
Yeah. And I was in the back, and I was texting him. I'm like, I can't do this. And he's like, I shouldn't have gone away. I'm like, oh, nope, I'm good. That's not the answer I wanted. I just wanted to say I didn't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
But last year, we fed 250 homeless people for
That's
Thanksgiving.
amazing. That's like really. Who's that through?
I don't know what that shelter's
That's a
called. It's
really-
on Monroe Avenue.
Okay.
I wish I knew.
But that's a wonderful thing that you do, and that people know that. Do you take donations for that?
We didn't this year.
No. Would you ever consider that? Because
I will
think
tell you that
people
a lot
would-
of times I have regular customers that are here
Yeah.
that will say, please take this $50. Please take this $20, which is
That's what I'm
great.
saying.
But I feel absolutely horrible
Why?
doing that. I don't know.
You're doing.
I don't know.
People like. I really do believe, and I know that we'll hear all this shit about the world and stuff, but I feel like the fringes get highlighted, the bad gets highlighted, the this. I think most people, no matter where they fall politically, don't want to see someone suffer. Period.
No.
So I'll help. I mean, I guess the hand is the word would be hand up, not hand out kind of thing. I think we all would like to see somebody go, hey, you're in America, you got an opportunity. You can make things happen. Let's not be feeling bad for ourselves, but I've been there, so here.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing. I think that's amazing, though. 250 meals on Thanksgiving, that's a lot.
It was
That's a
insane.
lot.
And I didn't, all I did is plate stuff. They did all the cooking. They did everything. I just helped plate the stuff.
Whose idea was this? You?
Anything bad like this is my idea. Don't
Okay,
you know?
well, it's not bad. No,
I'm the
I
one who gives
really
her the
didn't know
4
because I go,
caterings in one
Connie's got a
day.
big heart, too, so.
Well,
like,
no. So we have a friend, Brittany, who's a regular customer of ours, and she deals with these people. And I'm going to say this, and maybe it's going to turn some people off to the restaurant. We also handle what they call the queer prom for them, which
Okay.
is 1,000 kids
Yeah. Right.
that are obviously
A little different.
right.
Yeah.
But we handle their prom every single year. We cater it,
That's awesome.
and gladly, and we give them a discount to help them out.
Yeah.
But she also brings us other things. So she was the one that said, hey, I have this opportunity. I know this is how you guys are. Do you want to feed these 250 homeless people? And she didn't finish her sentence, and we were like, yes. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, Yeah.
And when we walked away last year, when we were all done, we
Yeah.
said, okay, now I know what we can do for next year to make this
Right,
better.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do we
you're
make
always,
this easier
always
for
thinking
us?
that. But you like the rush when things are busy, and I have to ask you this: no day is it ever the same. I know
Never.
you're coming to the same place; it's mostly the same people, but out here it's never.
Never.
Yeah.
Never the same.
Wow,
Like
that's kinda
you
cool.
see the bar right now, it's full, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tuesday there was 2 people at the bar.
God bless America.
And even yesterday, like, the day wasn't terrific, but like last night, they got their asses handed to them last night. And they just, no big deal. They just made it work. And you know what? I didn't get a complaint.
No, yeah, good.
So,
What's your favorite part of the business?
you know what? My favorite part of the business, honestly, is somebody telling you that they had a great meal, or walking away from those homeless people last year saying, you know what? You just gave them a meal that, to me and you, it's like, shit, I'm going to be so tired and fat and full after I eat this. This person is like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
First of all, I screwed up last year with that because I thought the meals had to go there hot. So we made sure everything was hot, so we were late getting there. So now I'm already feeling bad. Turns out they don't care if it's hot, cold, everything. So this year they're like, just bring it cold because they're going to take it home, quote unquote,
Yeah.
wherever they're staying.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to heat it somehow, some way. So
Okay.
I still feel like there's some people who will wait till the last second to make it because I know the ones that are definitely not living anywhere but under a bridge, and I'll make sure they get the hot one. There's a lot of people that aren't quote unquote homeless. They're living in a home. But they can't get a job. No one will hire them. It's not that they don't want
Do
to
you bring
work.
your kids to that too? Because I know both your sons work here.
Yeah. Both of them work here. Jocelyn's been to a couple with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
The boys have not.
okay. But
One
I'm
thing
just-
I regret.
Oh, really?
I wish I could take them back.
They seem like great kids
They
when I've
are.
interacted
Oh,
with them, and I
No.
mean, he made a hell of a
that
piece. I
way.
ate the whole thing.
Well, yeah, not one piece less.
I did because I didn't want to look like a pig.
Oh.
I would have eaten it. It had nothing. But I was like, I don't think I ate for a day after that. But I ate the entire pizza.
But I mean, my
like,
dad.
it's so
my-
good, man.
I do that to honor my father because that's the way I was brought up. So I hope that maybe that when I'm gone, it could be tomorrow, it could be 20 years if you guys are unlucky, that they'll hold that same line for somebody and do that for them. You know.
Yeah. It's been.
Say, you know.
I really appreciate you guys both sitting down, and I know that Matt was a little hesitant, but because we do dick jokes, fart jokes, whatever. Okay, but I think that what makes people tick is the most relatable thing, and I think that hearing about both kind of your journeys a little bit, but what goes into the restaurant, the thought behind it, the concern behind it, the wanting to be the best is something that people I don't think know or necessarily appreciate, and I love conversations like this. So I really thank you guys for
Thank
for
you.
doing that because
Thank
my schedule has changed a little bit. I've decided to take on more in life.
What does that sound like? You
Exactly. That's why, dude. This is why this is all
want to
happening.
be the best.
It's
You wanna be the best. You got to be. You got to do it. Right?
You got to do it. You got to do it.
learn every day what you
gotta-
can and can't and should and shouldn't do.
Right, exactly. But BTB Woodfire Pizza and Grill, I'm already impressed. It's 12:30. There's not a seat at the bar. There's other tables filling up.
There's people at the bar outside too.
Yeah,
That's
don't forget
awesome.
it's beautiful outside.
It's a beautiful day.
There's a lot of tables out there.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
Looking at the TV.
Well, get out here and get those fried green tomatoes. Try the meatball bomber. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, because it is huge. I devoured half that
told
like
her.
fast.
Bill was able to pick it up. Kevin, he's a pussy. Fork knife. Come on, boy.
I cut it in half and I just picked it up and ate that thing.
And he was wearing a white shirt.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
He did?
daring.
No.
Not even a spot.
Not a spot until I got home, and I sat down. Was that a Monday night game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
sat down to peek at the Monday night game, and decided, hey, chips and salsa would be good because
Oh,
Jameson
no.
begged me to eat the other half of the sub. So salsa.
I gotta start
Yes.
bringing in food.
No,
gotta
you
remind
don't
me.
have to bring him in food.
Why?
Because he's fine. I will say this, and I'm going to say it on the podcast. I never asked. I know who did.
Yeah.
And I was never comfortable with that.
Oh, I'm all right.
All right.
You know what? We talk
I-
about it. It's great.
Yes.
We get the food out. We
You
always
said
bring
that
a
to
special.
me, so I
you know?
didn't. But that was never my intention.
And now that we're doing the seasonal specials, like we get them pretty fast. In 4 weeks, we have the whole season done. So that gives me 8 weeks to bring you a different item off a menu that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So it's great because there's some people out there that might take the ride out. But
I've
I will
had some
say,
people come.
Your customers need to start talking more though, because they used to tell me all the time,
Yeah.
heard you on the podcast, and I haven't got a lot of those lately. So speak up, people.
Somebody just sent me a thing saying they came out. They sent me a picture and
Nice.
said they're here. It is their favorite place to come when they're out on this side of town.
Nice.
And I will. Yeah, go say something then.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
Because that
Just let them know. Hey, we're here because of Bill Moran.
Yeah. All right. Well, that would be would be a wonderful
That helps you
thing.
as well.
Yes, it does. For Matt, for Connie, I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you on Monday.